I'm nervous. Hi, I'm Fran Wasserman, the founder of the big idea called the Baby Bureau. Our mission is to donate gently used and new baby clothing to underserved babies in our communities. We believe in recycle, reuse, give the love. The seeds to this idea were planted many years ago in the aftermath of one of the country's worst hurricanes. But first, let's talk about babies. Who doesn't love babies? I've learned a lot about babies over the years, and I've had a few. And one thing I've learned, all babies come into this world without a stitch of clothing on, right? Yeah, we all come in naked. So we all come in on an equal playing field. Or do we? Most moms have had baby showers, and they get a lot of clothes. I gotta breathe. And as we know, all babies grow so fast they can't wear all those clothes. I've learned not all babies that come into this world are lucky and fortunate enough to come in with the basic necessities. Their moms don't have baby showers. The babies we serve come into this world with so much less. I think it's hard sometimes to see the suffering that's right in front of us because of our bubble, our comfort zone keeps us from seeing it. And I say that because of something my own mom said to me years after I had my second baby. She said, "Fran, I'd rather be the one having the baby than watching somebody have a baby, because it's really hard to watch people suffer." And her saying that always stuck with me. It's not clicking. It clicked. I remember where I was when my bubble popped and my comfort zone was disrupted. It was in Buras, Louisiana in 2006, 1 year after Hurricane Katrina had hit. Our youngest son needed a bar mitzvah project, and we found it with an organization in Buras called Emergency Communities. They were still looking for volunteers 1 year later to help out. Buras was where Katrina made landfall, and it was surrounded by levees, and all the levees broke, so they were really hit hard. So, they said the clicker was sensitive. Not to my hand. So, we talked with the volunteer coordinator down there, and he told us to bring tent and sleeping bags, and we took some donations with us, and if you look real hard, I think you can see we packed our son up too. So off we went. The clicker's sensitive. I got it. Thank you. So, after a long 2-day drive down to Louisiana, we come to the highway that's going to take us down to Buras, and we had to get out of the car and remove the road barriers out of the way so we could go down the road. It looked like this all the way down. It was horrible. And I remember it was eerily quiet, and all the telephone and the power lines were down. And as we drove, we saw stuff stuck in the tops of trees, like furniture, clothing, junk. I even saw a high chair in the top of a tree. That told us that's how high the water had been at the height of the storm. So, too sensitive. So we get to the YMCA where Emergency Communities was located, and this is what we saw. So we met with the volunteer coordinator, and he took us on a tour of Emergency Communities. First up, this is the kitchen. By the way, they served over 20,000 people every day in this area. So it was no small feat. They fed people 2 times a day. They had a medical tent, free Wi-Fi and a TP, free phone calls and internet. Those are computers in there behind my son. Free washers and dryers. You gotta be able to wash your clothes, right? And a play area, because Buras had a lot of young families. And a library. This stopped me in my tracks. I thought, who thinks of putting a library together and all this devastation? That library, it stuck with me. And we were assigned to the distribution center next door, and that's where donations were collected and sorted and given out to the residents. And it was a real mashup of electronic equipment and furniture and housewares. And there was a lovely family that took it upon themselves to drive down from Canada with their own semi-truck trailer load full of donations for the people of Buras. And I noticed with every box we opened, there was like a fabric sheet, like for a dryer, like a bounce sheet in every box. And it made the donations fresh and smelling good. And I thought, oh my God, somebody cared about the dignity of how they donated. That always stuck with me. Oh, by the way, it was the week of Christmas. What? It was the week of Christmas. Oh, go back, sorry. My husband's giving me the sign. By the way, it was the week of Christmas. Toys, thank you. Toys were in hot demand, but so were baby items like diapers and baby formula and baby food. And we ran out on the third day. Of course, I couldn't sleep, so up we go, 45 minutes to the next biggest city, and we bought every baby item they had in the dollar store, brought it back. And also, I had met a mom at the distribution center, her and her young 4 kids. I know what walking trauma looks like now. Because she walked up to me and she just started talking to me like she knew me, and she said, my kids made me drive back to our house, which by the way was no longer there, drive back to our house every day for 3 months to look for our dog because she had just had puppies. And we never found her. That mom, she still sticks with me. I left there knowing I wanted to work with those in need somehow, some way. So fast forward a few years, I returned to school with a vengeance. I realized after talking to that young mom that I needed to learn how to help people from a different tier. I could help that one mom, but I wanted to learn how to help a lot of other moms and families. So, by chance, I met a woman who inspired me to help me help our babies in our own communities, because she was doing the same thing in her community. And she mailed me a package, and you saw it already. And when I saw those shoes, I was hooked. Those shoes gave birth to the big idea of dressing our community babies. And those shoes, they motivated me to put everything that had stuck with me and to put it into motion. So I went right to work, and I put the word out on the street. I was looking for gently used and new baby clothing. And I sent out mailing lists to churches and preschools of what our needs were, and the clothes started flying in the door. And it took over our spare bedroom, our dining room, and our living room. That was our living room. I connected with the social worker at the health department, and she in turn connected me with other social service providers that work with our moms and babies. And I did some research, and I found out that at our local hospital, there's 5,000 babies born a year, and 1,200 of those babies are born at or below the poverty level. At another local hospital, there's 2,400 babies born, and 400 of those babies are born at or below the poverty level. Just amazing. So we now service 3 hospitals and 10 plus other organizations in the area. And we consider the Baby Bureau as the baby showers our mom never had. And we consider our bundles as a gift more than charity. So, what's in a bundle? If it'll click. Yeah. There's 30 seasonally appropriate outfits with onesies, sleepers, hats, bibs, socks, and shoes. But I gotta come back to the shoes. Right? Shoes rule, and I'm gonna tell you why. After we delivered our first bundles at a local hospital, the social worker pulled me over to the side and she said, Fran, I have to tell you, as a social worker, newborns do not need shoes. It's the last thing that babies need. But our moms love them. They're flipping out over them. Shoes are a status symbol, she said. So no matter how big or little we are, we all need shoes and clothes. We also put a book in, Baby's First Board Book, because as we say at the Baby Bureau, it's never too early to read to your baby. That library stuck with me. And we have the most wonderful quilters and knitters that donate to us on a regular basis. In fact, their handwork, their signature items in our bundles, and their heirlooms for these babies. And we also have had families that have adopted us as a family charity, and schools and churches have adopted us, and they run yearly clothing drives for us. Whoops. Go back. Some fun facts. Our volunteers have put in over 5,000 hours of their own time. And I'm going to guess we probably washed over 5,000 loads of baby clothes because we wash everything before we donate it. And we've gone from donating over 5 to 10 bundles a month to over 40 a month. And we serve 2 communities, and the demand is growing. We serve 2 counties, a lot of communities. So this was the big fun part. We finally found space to move into, which made my husband the happiest man on earth the day I came home with that news. So here's where we do some of our work. Sorry about the clicker. So, as the Baby Bureau has grown, so has our impact on community. We now serve dual purposes. We not only dress the babies, but we provide a platform for groups to come and earn service hours and do service projects. And I'm proud to say we provide vocational training for a local group of young adults with developmental disabilities. And we've had work-study students from this very university for 3 years in a row. Yay, Arcadia! You rock! And, what, Beck? Sorry. These ladies have been coming to the Baby Bureau for 4 years, every week, to dress the babies. They are the heartbeat of the Baby Bureau. Not many people can say that, right? 4 years. Wow. I'm always astonished and amazed at what community can do when it comes together for a greater good, especially when you have helping hands and some money. So, as I look back at my journey, my path, I see the things that stuck with me. What my mom said about suffering, the micro-community in bureaus that had the library, the dignity of how you donate that balance sheet, and running out of baby items at the distribution center, and that traumatized mom. They still stick with me. They were my motivators, things I couldn't unsee. So I'm so happy to say we have dressed over 1,800 babies and counting. So, think about what sticks with you. Think about what touches your heart. Everybody has the ability to impact society in a positive way. Take what sticks with you, put it into motion. See what happens. You never know, it could be your big idea. Thank you.